Yes, we made it. Apologies, 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 people. How are we doing? Thank you very much for being patient and hanging in there. I have duly sent an invite to the YouTuber that is Dollydaydream. Yes, can you hear me? Am I coming through? Hello, guys. Thank you for jumping on. Thank you. I see tons of comments. Yes, our Ginger's in the house. Our stream we use set up at the same time. We multi-stream. That's what we're currently doing at the moment. Hello there, Ginger. How are you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for jumping on. TKE, yes. He delivers. TKE, yes. How we doing? 007. How we doing? Emma. Our man the wizard. Rob, yes. Rachel. How we doing, Bo? No, mate. Sorry. Yes, just running a wee bit late. There was a lot to fill in, and to be fair, I was waiting for my tea. Oh, I was waiting for my tea, and I just, come on, hurry up. They come running up with rubber gloves, and I'm like, give me that. And I had to just wolf some down. Yes, blank wall, yes. How we doing? Yes. Welsh Babe 91. Good to see you. Thank you for jumping on. Like I say, Dolly has been given an invite. So we're going to be talking all things conscious, energy-based, vibrations, and how that has an impact online in terms of what can then manifest into abuse. And really, when you look at it, there's no two ways about it. It plays a big factor. And the times that we're in now, it's going to be so difficult for people to have a higher vibration because there's so many reasons why vibrations are going lower and lower. And online only compounds it, really does. And it's ironic when you go online for probably a bit of solace, amuse yourself, something to do. You could be just going on because you just want to amuse yourself for an hour because you're free, and all of a sudden you've just been abused verbally online. And then, your hour's done, you're going off, and that is your lingering memory of how someone's just literally rinsed you out online. And then that can lead to all kinds of things happening in retaliation and whatever. It's just not really nice, and ultimately it can create anxiety, a lot of anguish and pain. Yes, people. Yes. How we doing? Indigo's in the house. Yo, double O. Indigo. Hello, Indigo. How we doing, Janine? How we doing? Are we getting in or what? Did you get my email? I've got a voicemail here. Yeah, I have sent it. Let me try it. Let me try it again. Inbox. Sorry, guys. Just be a little bit patient with me. Like I say, I'm running a wee bit late with things. I have sent it, but I shall send it again. Janine, that is no problemo at all. I can arrange that. And hello, guys. Thank you very much for jumping on. Where are we at? Yeah. Oh, gee. Oh, see? See, now you've changed it to Gmail. You say you've changed it. You've changed it right in front of my face. She sent me a Hotmail address and it's actually Gmail. So would you reckon that might explain what I go on with right now. So I shall send it to the appropriate address. Hopefully that will go through. Subject, live. Throw the link in. Daddy-o, how we doing? Jobs are good in. Is that it? Send it. Send that bad boy. It has been sent. Back in the room. Yes. Yes, people. Thank you very much. Right. Tell you what. Well, let's start things. Let's get things duly moving along, shall we? Thank you very much for jumping along on this stream. All new subbers, old subbers, all welcome, all light, all high vibration. We're just going to chill, have some chat. Hope you got a nice brew or a nice little alcoholic beverage, whatever floats your boat. That'll be fine. But, you know, keep it civil. As ever, all we're doing is talking and trying to understand. That is it. And at the end, we can then go off and all have our great weekend, can't we? That is the plan. And let's hope it ends that way. So, without further ado, thank you very much for jumping on. Love you all. Red Pill Phil on YouTube.
Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong with you. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. It is this feeling that has brought you to me.
Red Pill Phil. Red Pill Phil.
Email. I'm just going to set up with my tablet. I can't get on the computer, so I'm just going to give me 5 minutes and I'll get over.
You know, you try and be professional. You try and inject a bit of professionality into the proceedings. You know what I'm saying? Look what happens. Look what happens. Having said that, I was late, so there's only so much I can say at this moment in time. So I do apologise. Dollydaydream will be here very shortly. Let me just get rid of this on the screen and then I can say hi to all the guys. Here we are. Yes, in the room. How we doing? 22 comments. That's a funny number, isn't it? How we doing? Amber Alert, yes. Daphne, Heart Lion, yes. Brady Mercury. How we doing? Squirrel Sniper. Squirrel Sniper. It's a bit over proportionate, isn't it? Wouldn't a sniper take apart a frigging squirrel? I mean, well, maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't. I'm glad you're watching this rather than sniping squirrels. We don't want any of that tonight, do we? We're on a higher conscious level. Evening all. Yes, Lee. How we doing? Angela. Good to see you. Thank you all for jumping on. Yes, Babs. Oh, missed you. Yes, Top Cat. Oh, keep scrolling up before I can. Yes, brilliant. It's a lovely Friday evening here. It's quite moderate, not the warmest by any means, but lovely and light. And it's nice, that turn of the season where it's getting to this time of a Friday night and you're not closing your curtains just yet. Feels great. Yes, Amber. How we doing? Hope you're staying positive and vibing high. We're vibing high and we're holding on. It's going to be a long, long night. Oh, Brett, mate, hope you got enough data because this will hopefully be a good stream. This should be pretty decent. I'm looking forward to this. Looking forward to listening and having a chat with Dolly. Great channel. She does a lot of fine work. very creative individual, and just to hear her views on the current status quo and her views on the online abuse as well, with the interview that I had, or the stream that I had last week with the ladies. So it'd be interesting all round. The same again, this is like a follow-up to a degree, but there's other people that I really want to chat to in regards to this, because it's so relevant in a lot of people's lives. And creators are just the same, you know. Creators get a lot of stick. Creators don't half get a lot of stick. Sometimes you could say, well, they deserve it. But even if they deserve it, how do they deserve the measure? What is right, what's not right? Name calling, all that kind of stuff. Is that right? You know, do they deserve that? But then on the flip side, same again, you have to throw that same obligation on the actual YouTuber, the creator. You don't go out abusing people either. You know what I mean? So I think I've got another voicemail, because I think...
2 minutes, I'll be there, set up now.
Just saying, guys, one of us on this chat is acting a wee bit more professionally than the other one. I don't know who it is. I'll leave that up to you. You know what I mean? I've practically been sick, throwing my tea down my face. I've made a series of drinks. Should have an orange juice somewhere, but I've left that, I think. Got myself set up. You know, I can only do so much. I can only do so much. Yes, it is. And I will say this is a lot of creative YouTubers that I'm now starting to see that are doing just little bits of art, whether it be in their videos or filming them. I mean, Rob on here, the wizard, man, he does some pretty shit art. And I like the music in the background and the fact, you know, he does it and it's all kind of in real time and whatnot. It's great. And in many ways, if you don't know how to do it, it's educational. So get some tips, get some ideas, learn how they do techniques. I'm a hands-on kind of guy. So giving me a manual on doing artwork wouldn't really work. Giving me diagrams wouldn't really work. Watching someone do it would give me a better perspective, and it would be somewhat therapeutic as well. So I know there's many YouTubers that we've got to celebrate for doing that, for just trying to bring a bit of peace and tranquility to this bleeding planet that is like bubbling on all different fronts, innit? Yes, Teresa. Just gonna get a brew. Oh, Dolly's in. Are we in, Dolly? Are we ready? Are we on? Yeah. She's nodding. Right, here we go. Red Pill Phil with special guest Dollydaydream, aka Dolly Doolittle. How are we doing?
I'm good. Yes. I don't know. I don't think I'm Dolly Doolittle. My guy talks to animals. He really does.
Oh wow. Well, I've got to say it. First of all, thanks for jumping on anyway. I mean, we're only up the street. It's madness, isn't it? We've had to connect on the ether that's going round the world when I could probably better just walk up to your house.
Well, I did want you to play the Neighbours song. I really did, because I thought that was quite it's quite a good song to play with these times anyway. Everybody, good neighbours, you know.
You've got to inject a bit of the kumbaya. I know it sounds a little bit passive at this moment in time, doesn't it? And people, it's almost like people don't want to be passive, and they want to justify every reason why they're not passive and why they can get away with saying things that they're saying and what they're doing, and you know, online and to various people.
Yeah, and I think people that need to really. Sorry, I'm just moving. I'm still right. What's going on with this?
Honestly,
yeah, people need to take a responsibility for the things that they put out, really.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not just, I mean, this is on any platform anywhere, but it's not just the person who's on the platform. It's the subscribers as well. You know.
More importantly than that, I mean, the effect that you can have a positive light effect on subscribers, or you could, in many ways, be detrimental. And I could rant and rave and kick off. I mean, I do in jest a lot of times, but if I'd done it in real anger, I might not realise the impact that I'm having on people, but people will be impacted by it. There will be people that will have a very timid way of being, timid attitude maybe. So that might be construed as very aggressive and very, kind of argumentative, confrontational. So that can hurt them, it can harm them. Ultimately, maybe I may then poke someone by doing that who is just like me and just up for the verbal fight like me. So then what have I done? I've started a whole chain of events which gets everyone jumping up and down. And I think you put it very well a lot of the times. Negative ping pong.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because obviously I don't even know how long ago it was, Phil. I don't count. But if people knew, we came across each other through doing a lot of things on you running matches, and I was waffling on about Tommy Robinson, because if there's any new people out there that don't know my channel, and hi to everyone in the channel, but I can't say hi in chat because I'm not looking at it, but hi. I was doing my thing on my truthing thing that everyone's really looking for in the life anyway, or whatever it is. And I went down the whole Tommy Robinson thing, and that's fine. And I sort of saw you doing your thing, and other people, Roxanne, people you've met that I've met in real life, because this is where this chat will go about meeting people in real life. And I remember you doing, you were doing your stuff, and I thought, yeah, he's nice, that Phil, and he sounds like he's from my area somewhere. I'm sure he's from somewhere near me. And then I think you were somewhere near me, outside in nature, having a chat. I remember you walking around some park, and I thought, hang on a minute, that's well up the road from me. And then I was like, he's from my way. I really need to get in contact with this guy, because he's like good guy. I think he's seen what I'm seeing with certain stuff, and need to get in contact. Then found literally you are like 2 minutes away down the road. Never seen each other before.
It was great. Britt who kind of linked us together, wasn't it? I think you reached out through him, and you invited me to an event that was going on that you arranged in Stockport.
Well, this goes into this chat as well. With that, you were there, and you met. Do you remember witnessing the?
Well, one of our first conversations was about abuse that you were receiving there.
And Roxanne.
Someone who turned up that was just being malicious and creating a bit of a spike with several people that were there, and it was unwarranted. And when I got there, to be fair, I didn't see this guy do what others said that he'd done before I got there. But the people that were there were thoroughly nice people, all on different vibrational levels.
He didn't realise, the guy who went didn't realise we were all there together. I think he just thought it was me, Roxanne, and somebody else, and that was it. And when he realised, because where we were, remember, we had the big table in the middle and separate tables on the end. And Roxanne was on the separate table, but we were all together. And I think this person just thought and went in after her, said something about me as well, and didn't realise that they were all together. So people witnessed this. People witnessed that. You were there. We were there for hours in that place. He got chucked out for doing what he did, because I don't need to go into that, but just the point of, like, he did what he did, got chucked out of the venue because we were at an eating place anyway. We were all in there for hours and carried on after. Yet when he went on his platform to talk about it, what had happened, that didn't happen. He just put all this spew together, put a video up, because he'd done a few on me and Roxanne, and I've had this in the past. This is why I know how this works, where he just edit stuff, try and make it look stupid, try and make it look, whatever it is that they edit to make it look like something you're not. Put a load of rubbish out about who was what, but he actually didn't know. My dad was there as well. You met my dad. My dad was there trying to tell everybody my dad was this other guy that had done something to him. He wasn't even my dad. The picture that he'd got of my dad wasn't even my dad, which was hilarious. But then, he just put all this out, and it was like unbelievable.
You say it's hilarious, but there's elements where it's not.
Yeah,
This
When you see it, you sort
extreme
of laugh at it because
dangerous.
you think, where do people like, you know? I just think if you're watching something you don't like,
I invite negativity so easy, because then
yeah,
that can get someone to have the wrong opinion about you, and then maybe someone who maybe might not like you or disagree with you, then that might give them a bit of ammunition to have you a little bit in your comment section or with this other person, and then gain an alliance against you. And then when you consider that that's all on the premise of false information, that's where it gets dangerous. So, you know what I
well,
mean?
the even stranger thing was this person was not too far away from where we live, so and it told me that I was never to come back to this area again and go into a venue and meet people, basically. And I was like, this is where I live. Why have you got the right to tell me what I should be doing, where I should be going to? And the people that I was meeting was actually nothing to do with what this person thought, because they thought it was another truthing thing that I was looking into, when it actually wasn't. It was to do with the show I was doing with Roxanne and 007, and it was a really woke show, as you know, and we were just meeting some subscribers. We didn't know how many people would be there because the first time we did it, and we met everybody, and everybody was so lovely, and we were just like gobsmacked because
It's
we just couldn't believe
nothing but a pleasurable day. And
it
that's the
was.
way to word it. You know me.
And everybody there wasn't exactly into the exact same thing, but it all
No,
sort of linked
that
together.
was the
So,
beauty
but they were
about
all
it.
talking. Yeah.
We all come together. And it was
Yeah.
like more of a celebration of vibration day rather than let's everyone compete on what knowledge we have and who's got this and why aren't you looking into that. I didn't get any of that. There was different degrees of facets where people were researching in and talking and listening to all different pockets.
People came back to my house that night that I've never met. Rachel Pixie, one of my subscribers, I've been talking to her through, like, she's one of my mods, but I actually let her stay at my house. She's a good friend now. I actually let her stay at my house that night. Tapper77 who comes in, and someone else, but there was men, but they stayed on the drive in the cars, and the women, it was Roxanne and Rachel, they stayed at my house, and even we went to bed late because we were all chatting, and then in the morning we let them come back in my house. We had breakfast. We were chatting till everybody went, because we were just so like, oh wow, this is great to talk about all these things that you don't hear about on the news. Or
buzzing with each other's company. It was like you just couldn't leave each other alone. You were just chatting. I remember it.
And you know what, as well, Phil, this was the biggest thing as well. Me and Roxanne, she stayed at my house, obviously, and she stayed the night again after, because I said, why don't you stay? Because we need to catch up. Because you know what me and Roxanne are like when we get together. So she stayed, and then the night, there's Rachel Pixie now. Hi, I can't see anyone in chat down there. So if you
Rachel there as well.
Yeah, that's Rachel who's just come up now, Rachel Pixie 67. So yeah, so I'll be seeing her soon when all this stuff stopped going on. But the day after, we went on YouTube to show us together, and we were just sort of talking about the day, you know, saying you were there, blah 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 blah, and then people were putting in chats, and you know, like the ones who were there were like, "Hi, it was really good," you know, blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden there was a couple of people that came in and said, I like what you both do, something on the lines of, you've helped some of us through committing suicide, right? So me and Roxanne just looked at each other and we were like, what? And then we burst out crying because we were emotional from the day because we were all on a buzz. And then a few people said that, and we just got upset because we thought, well, if we've helped one person, that's why I've always been on YouTube, to help one person, you know. But then a couple of days after, the person who tried to bring that energy down went up on their channel and was saying silly things like, because I let Roxanne's kids stay at my house as well. They're not even her kids. She's paid some kids off the streets to sit in the background. All this, and you're just thinking, where do people, like, if you don't like a channel on TV, just don't watch it. You know
what it is, Dolly? It's like character assassination.
Yes, it is.
It's fascinating why people get it in their heads just to ultimately pull someone down that they disagree with. Any YouTuber that I might not like their material, I'll probably never watch it because I'm too busy, and the little time I've got, I'll spend it watching the stuff that'll really give me nutrition, you know what I mean, moving forward. I certainly won't then create content just to fully prove a point that the person that I disagree with needs to be pulled down. That is what's redundant about this. And I see it a lot.
You know what I've also noticed, because I'll swing back with this and forth, is when I first came on YouTube, like I said, we saw each other, but I know this will come in about what we started seeing, because when I was in there's many truthing communities, many rabbit holes to go through, and I've been down quite a lot of them. So I don't need to say which one I was in because everyone starts flapping. But, well, it was a flat earth one, but I've come out of that. But I'm just saying, don't get triggered in chat. You know, it's just where I went. I was looking at certain stuff, but I tell you what, when you go in certain truthing communities, whatever, I went and had a sniff down there, met loads of lovely people, you know, and I went in there, and then these people were doing these videos, cutting up, editing. Oh, look at Dolly, she's just come in, don't know what she's talking about, because these people have been on it for 20 years or so. So they're all like, you know, I'm the big I am, I know it, and I know it all. And this woman's just come along because I'm searching, and I've got the right to search, and I've got the right to be on my path and look at what I want to look at, not be swayed off them where I have to go. Or like I can even go. There's been people that I'm not really into, but sometimes I like certain things they say, but I don't resonate with everything. It's not that they're not putting bits out that I like, but these were guys as well. These were men going at women. But you know, you just think, I'm on my path, and who are you to tell me where I can and can't go? And because you've come up, or they think that maybe other people are coming watching you and they don't like it, then they start putting these videos out, because it's like, it's as if they only want to be the ones that are allowed to talk about, like the gatekeepers or something. And when people start coming into their awakening, let's say, you're not allowed to talk about unless it's clarified by them. And it's like, who says you've got the big I am, sort of like knowingness of everything?
The woke snobbery, innit? You know what I mean?
Because don't you think, when you're learning something, me, myself, I'm a visual learner, got all my art around me now, I don't learn the big words and stuff. So we all learn individually. So if I went to a channel who I'm saying, oh, I'm not really into that channel, it might not be, not just, I don't like them. It might be because maybe they're putting big words out that they just don't compute with me. So I'll go to somebody else, and they'll be like, they'll be doing it a way I understand. Maybe they've got drawings and pictures, and I'm like, oh yeah, get it more now, get it more now. Because they even do that when you go for a job. They're asking you if you're a visual learner, you know, all the different things put out you visually, this, that, and the other. So I'll go to their channel. It doesn't mean I think the other person isn't telling the truth, or I don't like. It's just like I can't.
No, there's no need to defend that point. I mean, everyone takes in information in different ways. You know what I mean? And I've started thinking a little bit more with my music now. So a lot of people are getting the idea of, when I try and do it, I try and have the music in parallel with the visual. So some people will listen to the tune and they'll get the idea of the video just by listening to the tune. Some people will watch and not really pay attention to the music and get the idea by that. And it's like a dual thing going on, and it's great when it works. So there's nothing wrong with that. And I think many different subbers do it in so many different ways. Some are very intellectual and prim and proper and try and present themselves. Some are rough and raw and ready like me, and like, don't pissing haters off. Everyone's got a different style, haven't they? But ultimately, it's a conscious level for me. What is?
Well, do you know what, Phil?
With the display,
yeah, and the biggest community I find very. Deceiving. I don't even know what the word is. It's a spiritual so-called community, because it cracks me up, actually, because I'll tell when it is funny, and people may resonate with what I'm about to say, but I'd just like to say, as I've always said, you're all spiritual, whether you think you are or not, because you we're born spiritual, and you're not really disconnected. They just like to think you're disconnected. But when you come in, it's like, and I'm going to tell the truth. When I first came in, it's not that I wasn't in the spiritual community. In my own way, as I've grown up as a kid, I've always been into certain stuff. I've told me stories about certain energies and things that I didn't know what they were when I was a kid, but it makes more sense now. So I'm not going into that now, but I always had a different way of thinking, because I'm very imaginative, you know, with me creativity, so I'm very imaginative. So coming on YouTube in the so-called spiritual community, I was seeing different videos, and some I didn't get, and some, like, I went in and was like, I don't get what they're saying because it's really woo woo. I'm woo woo, but it was like, I do what? But I thought there's something resonating. It was a channel called Magenta Pixie, and there was somebody else as well. There's a few other people where I was like, ooh, she's channeling this. Don't really like, yeah, sort of get it, but I don't know. But I always left them there, and then full swing, totally on the same things as me with other different things with the Mr. T and a number letter of 17, if anyone knows what I'm talking about. So I was a bit excited, you know. I was like, oh my god, they even know. But the more I listen to them people, I was like, I get what they're saying now with certain what call them what's the word, like metaphors and the way we speak in spirit and stuff like that. Anyway, not going deep into that, but anyway. So when I came into the community, honest to God, at first I was like, oh my god, if I'm spiritual, I must wear no makeup, and if I'm spiritual, I must be vegan. And if I'm spiritual, I must talk like this, and I must be all.
This is a valid point, because what you're explaining is a contradiction in its own terms. These people proclaim to be spiritual. They proclaim to be high vibrational, high frequency, of a high elevation of consciousness. But yet, because you choose, or anyone may choose to wear makeup, because they may choose to eat meat, you then don't subscribe to being in the club of being a conscious individual. So then that leaves you what? To ridicule, being isolated, ostracized. Is that a conscious way of being? This is what I'm saying. It's hypocritical when spiritual individuals are doing this online and in the back room, you know, kind of getting.
Yeah, I'm higher than you because I'm vegan or vegetarian, or I don't do this, or I walk around in a loincloth, do you know what I mean? And blah blah blah. And then do you remember in the days of Tommy Robinson, do you remember the guy called Avi who's still doing his stuff? Yeah. Avi, right. Well, I remember him doing a video ages ago, and he was having it wasn't about Tommy, it was about, I think it was about veganism, something like that. And someone came up to him, I think it was him, and said, a meat eater, no, a vegan came up to him and said, oh, you know, you should be eating this. And he just turned around and went, look, mate, I'm a meat eater. You're not going to stop me from eating meat, but I'll tell you something that I'll agree on, and I think you'll agree on, let's agree on this. He said is, I don't think we should be eating as much meat as we do consume, because the consumerism of it is too much, and, you know, the animals and so forth. So he said, I'll agree on you that I'll never stop eating meat, but I think something should change in that sense of, it's high 007. It's the consumerism of it that needs to be balanced, because this is what it's all about. Everything that's going on in the world now needs to be balanced because it's been out of balance. And you know, one of the biggest messages I could say is people need to get back to learning to being a human being, because it's like people have forgot, they don't know how to be a loving human being. And that's to me, when I look around now, it's like that's the path we're sort of going on, is remembering that yes, we are spiritual, but we're a spiritual being in a human vessel. We're trying to be human here on earth, and we're forgetting that, you know, people saying we are all one. It's like, but everyone's lost the compassion.
The moment you abuse someone verbally online, why don't people, when they've done that, why don't they put themselves in that position? As in, I've just been verbally abused online. How do I feel about that? Was that right under the circumstances? Well, is there any circumstances for it? And if you think like that, would that not make you realise a little bit, just to engage your brain before you come out half?
It's about reflecting, even in your life. You know, I'm not talking about YouTube, anything. When you say, I can't even say normal people, what, like human beings that are how would you say it? I don't even know what the word is. Who what would the right word be? Like coming from, I don't even know what the word is. If you can have an argument with someone at school as you grow up, whatever, you can do things, say things, but if you reflect and think, oh God, Janine, why did you say that? You know, that was a bit like, I wouldn't like that said. Like, why did you say that? Right, next time that situation comes up, learn from that one and don't do it, because it makes you feel bad. They're not, you know, even if you're not really resonating with someone and you don't really get on, it's like, I don't really want to be in that energy. I want to try and elevate myself. So next time it comes around, that situation, I want to be aware, because that's what consciousness is, awareness of me going, right, do you really have to react like that? You can respond, because this is a response to something, as we know. It's not a reaction screaming and shouting. It's just saying, you know, I can respond, but are you going to react the way you did before, where it gets all you riled up, that person riled up, you both feel crappy? So it doesn't do anybody any good anyway. You know, in that sense. So I think if you reflect, to me, it's like you've got a soul. If you don't reflect on anything you do in your life, and you think it's all right to go and do stuff, say stuff, you don't reflect on anything because it's something like, I've got to get that person back, or ha 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 ha, I've won that one. To me, that's
consideration for your actions, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's not taking responsibility, and that is not how you grow, because you're learning nothing. You're not learning anything, and then these people wonder why crap things start happening in their life, and maybe people don't want to be around them, or they don't want to be near them. It's like, yeah, because maybe you're not looking at some of the things. It's not saying that person's always wrong. You know, we all do it. I've been in my ego in the past. It's like I said, when I came in this spiritual community, you know, I've been before where everyone gets in their ego now and again, but I've realised the biggest lessons on YouTube, especially in the last probably 2 years, especially in 2021 and that, is to reflect and think, well, how are people feeling, and would I like that, and blah, 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 and reflect on me. And it's not putting that reflection, that projection out to somebody, it's reflecting on what I do as a person and thinking, right then. And it's really hard, because the first thing we want to do, our ego wants to go, yeah, do this, and the devil on your shoulder, and you're like, no, you just need to calm down.
Janine, that's a considerate individual. That's showing balance and composure as well. They're needed. So that means you've got to judge yourself. So you know, if you're ultimately getting bad information in, i.e. someone's ripping you in your own comment section, and I've fell prey to it, rather than me turn it around and start ripping them apart, which I'm fully capable of doing, try and deflect from that and try and get back to the positive part of it. Easier said than done, but we've seen so many people forgetting the effect that they can have by that vibrational change within themselves, of not self-reflecting, not looking in the mirror of how you want to be perceived. If you go on a stream, do you want someone to just call you out the moment you stick your head out and call you all names under the sun? You know, I'm sure you don't. You know what I mean? If sometimes if you spell something wrong, do you need someone then to start being pedantic with you and start picking on you? You know, if someone's mispronounced a word, which I do plenty of times.
Oh, I've had that all the time. Oh, you can't. It's like,
correct.
So what?
And then it's almost like, even if you try to talk about a particular subject, if you write it wrong, the more inclined to rip you down on your grammar rather than answer the point that you were talking about in the first.
What I mean, too into getting someone on something, picking and picking and picking. And it's not even that thing of the people who come into live chats, could be people in there now, I don't know, people who come into people's live chats anywhere, not just ours. And because they're seeing something, you know, like for example, when I used to talk about flat earth and that, they come in, the other people who are not into it, to scream and shout, oh, you stupid this, that, and the other. Why do you have to come into a chat that you're not into just to shout out to people, hate, 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 just because you're not into it? Why don't you go on the channels that you do like and go and stay over there? Because you're trying to can't say the word now, protagonize. Is it protagonize? Words.
Well, yeah.
And antagonize, and you want to just rile people, because you know, as I do, when you're on a live chat like now, luckily I'm not looking at chat. When I'm on my own channel and you're on yours, you get people trying to come into distraction, then they're going, oh, you didn't say this, and someone asked all of this because you didn't answer the question, because I've had all that before. It's like, these people are not people who go live on YouTube channel. You've got to engage with the people in chat. Try and remember what you're talking about. I mean, I've got these people, this energy that's been going on at me for ages. Oh, Dolly makes notes and this, that, and the other. I don't normally make notes. I've got notes today, but why can't you have bullet points? Because it's quite difficult to try and remember what you're saying. And you're getting people in who now and again will try and come in to distract you, and then it takes you off the chat that you're talking about.
These are redundant talking points, and you can tell what's behind it.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with whether they agree with you or not. It's about pulling you down per se. So let's get real picker. I mean, I would say to anyone, I might be blessed maybe, I never make notes. So sometimes I have a pad here and
I
I'll
don't.
put all the notes in the world, but I'll never use them because I'm like, once I start, I'm
You
off.
go in the flow, and then people get chatting, and you get in the
I'm
chat, and
looking
you get flowing.
people
That's
say,
why I'm normally on for like
yeah,
2 to 3 hours.
the one
Because I
thing I won't do is ultimately criticize someone because they're trying to make that performance, that live, that video a bit more professional, a bit more concise. The one thing I don't want to see is someone who is losing the way on a stream because it's uncomfortable to watch. Someone who is all over the place and it takes them forever to sort out little things. I make mistakes myself. I was late today. But ultimately, people want to see a concise package. Otherwise, it gets less interesting. That's how things go. So if you're making notes in order to make a nice flow of your live, why use that as a tool to criticize? Doesn't make any sense.
And then I've had the whole like, you know, Dolly. Yeah, and then the next one is like, oh, you know, Dolly, she deletes people. And well, to tell the truth, I've told people I do that on my channel because I've had stuff in the past where I had once someone come in, just ding, 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 ding. The stream was going bonkers. So if people come in with really bad attitudes, I will delete them and I will block them. And these people scream because they're being blocked, but these are the people that try to come into chat to antagonize everyone. And I'm like, I don't need, especially now in this time right now, I don't need personally. And I've said this out loud anyway. It's not that I'm saying I don't delete people. I do. And if you, I'm sorry, if I think you're an a-hole, I will block you because I've had it before where people have come in, they're antagonizing, and I'm not being funny. Your chat, I've seen other people chat. I've got a really nice group who come into live chat, and they're all helping each other and they'll talk to each other. And I still get the whole thing of, oh, have you seen Dolly's chat? It's so positive, it's sick. It's like, what? So you'd rather go and sit in the chat where you're all shouting at each other?
It's not so amusing, Janine, because it's the opposite.
That's why I got rid of him.
It's the opposite of conscious. The one thing I'll say, I think this is a new sub, but they're brilliant anyway. I've noticed them over the past week or so in the and whatnot. But this one here, Heart of a Lion. Honestly, read this. Being spiritual is not about name calling. It's about raising your vibrations to the highest level. It's a process your soul goes through. I have a friend, she living in Dubai now. She phoned me recently after being for a moonlight walk on the beach. She was gone so long that some of her friends became worried and went to the beach looking for her. She was sitting on the beach. She didn't see them or them her. Her vibration was that high, she was lost in the beauty and calm of the surroundings while they were in crisis mode. True story.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck me. Pardon my French, probably lowered my vibration there, but I'm like, that is a beautiful thing because that, in my mind's eye, I know what it's like to sit in front of a beautiful, scenic, you know, coastal line, or to look at the sun going down or coming up, or the moonlit. You can lose yourself.
Being aware and mindful of what's going on in the surroundings, in your environment, in nature and everything. It's like when the old COVID first hit, lockdown, you know, it's not really lockdown because the military stood on my door telling me I can't go out. But anyway, last year when that started, that's when I got together with my fella. And we were down the old park, you know, down the Vale. We were like out having a barbecue. We weren't even like, even when I go shopping now in Morrison's, people go, oh, does anyone say anything to you know when you're not going around with it? I'll go, I don't know because I'm not looking. I'm not looking at what they're doing because I'm just acting like I'm just going in as normal, listening to songs that are playing, which crack me up every time because it's always something to do with what I'm thinking about. Because Finn, I don't know if you saw the little video of Finn when he was drawing. You know, they've even got people saying things about that. It's ridiculous. He said he had a message the other day when we were doing a bit of art down, you know, the country thing park near me, just to put a bit of a vibration out. And I said, have you got anything to say to everybody? And he turned around and he went, yeah, love is in the air. And then when I went to Morrison's later, I couldn't stop laughing because the song that came on was Love is in the air. And I was like, and I was tuning into that. I wasn't tuning into anybody else, anybody pulling a grumpy face, or I was just in my element of my own being. Like when I start drawing and stuff like that, and that's where I go. So I don't see things half the time. So I'm like, I'm not choosing to be in that consciousness of doom and gloom.
Well, let's put it this way, Dollar. I see your material, I love your stuff. Many people do. You on a level now. You know that you're probably capable, like anyone is, of doing a video where you're just going to come out and give it someone for whatever you feel is your truth and your justification. Once you've done that and uploaded it, one, how would you feel? And two, how would your subbers feel?
I know for a fact what's been going on lately with an energy that has been, you know, I'm just going to say it, slandering my name all over YouTube, defamation of character. And I'm going to say this now because it's the truth and it's there to see. And I don't need to shout out who it is because that person knows. You know, I don't need to put all this out. But this person has been saying that I have stole their persona. I have been stealing different
well, basically intellectual property, that's the allegation. And that's a hell of an allegation. And it's almost impossible to prove that.
Yeah,
you know,
just because they're not really vibing with me and basically don't really like me. They've put all this stuff out with no evidence, threatening to go to the police with no evidence because I don't know this person. I've never met them. I only know them through, like, don't even know them, just from seeing them on YouTube. Never spoke to them on the phone or anything like that. This person's trying to make up, like, the way it sounds like I'm best mates with them and I've spoke to them on the phone. I haven't. But I'm going to get to the point, and I just want to show this to anyone that might be watching from that side. It's where is it? I just did a video the other week. Everybody knows on my channel I talk about lots of different things. Some people like me, some people don't. That's fine. I do little doodles. I've got many sketchbooks. You put some pictures up yesterday. Many sketchbooks all over my house. I show them all the time. I pull tarot sometimes. I've got cards, paintings, God knows what. I make jewellery. Basically, I'm quite creative. I'm going to blow my own trumpet because I am. And I was just going through a sketchbook the other day and I was drawing the pictures that you shown and I was like, blah, 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 blah. And then I just drew this picture because I got inspired by something I was looking at in the garden in a book. And I drew this picture. Okay. So there's this lady with the moon on her head and this like ruffly sort of long neck coat. And this other person off a channel who said she doesn't watch me, but must have watched me because then she started to put pictures up of this picture saying that I've stolen her project offer that she's been doing for years of making coats. And I've stolen it off her and I'm about to launch this and all this. And the truth is, I was sat in my garden with this. Now, I thought it was in a book because I've got 4 books on Art Nouveau. And if there's any artists out there, I love Art Nouveau. It was before Art Deco. And I kept thinking, well, it was in a book. And then I thought, oh, no, it wasn't. Can anyone see the similarity to this deck of cards? Look at the hair shape. Look at the moon and the moon on the head, if you can see it. And this ruffly neck. Obviously, I did my own pattern. It's the same.
Well,
it was taken of me in the garden doing my decks, and I just started drawing that to put in here. And this person has put 1 and 1 together, come out of 100, and has started putting all over their page that I've stolen these ideas off her. And I'm like, where did you get this information from?
That's some pretty big things.
Someone told her that I knew had a channel, that they told me that she had this project going that I don't know about, and they haven't been in contact with that at all. And all this stuff's going on where they're making all this stuff up. And this is what I'm trying to get to the point of where you said, if I'm not into this person, I don't resonate with them, I wish them luck, but you don't have to get on with everyone. And I'm not into what she's doing, not because she might be like, I don't like Dolly's channel, I don't like what she says, I don't know. It's nothing to do with that. Or she's into the 17 and Mr. T and all that because she's not and I am. Fair enough. I'm not interested. That's petty. But when you're putting something up, telling people on a platform where people around the world watch that I'm stealing this, that, and the other, that sort of stuff, I think is dangerous. Do you know what I mean? And you haven't got any evidence, and the things that you're coming up with for evidence are just ridiculous. So I would not go, you know, I'm not really into her. I'm not really that bothered. You know, there might have been things there, well, but whatever. I'm not going to go up and spew all over YouTube that she's been stealing off my PayPal when I know she hasn't. She's been doing this, this, and this. I've been abused. I wouldn't do that because it's not the truth. And I don't need to get at somebody just because I'm not into their channel.
Everyone, creators just create and do their own creations. And that's what I see personally you do. I don't see that anyone influences your stuff. And if anything influences you, it will probably be the experiences of life. Like any creator, is it, you know, that's what they draw from. One thing I will say is when I asked to speak to this person, and I'm hoping they get in touch with me because
Well, I will say though, Phil, to anybody who knows, you go to their channel or my channel, you will not see a comparison because this person said that I look like I'm stealing all the work off her. There's no comparison with my channel.
It's the same again. It's an irrational comment to make. There's been a lot of stuff said, and we don't need to go into it. We don't need to go into names as well.
No, we don't need to.
It can't be substantiated, and it hasn't been substantiated. So for me, probably my bona fide point is you don't do what you've done in the way that you've done it without any proof behind you. And you can't then say innocent until proven guilty, but at the same time, there's no smoke without fire.
That was the subs. That was the subs. The subs who just
Let's believe this, because this really is what you could class as facilitating it. When you've got subbers, and I was talking about this the other day, that if I do something that's coming across irrational, even though I don't want to hear it, I expect my subbers or I expect one of my close YouTubers to pull me aside and go, dude,
mine would
consider this. You know what I mean? More for me, but more for you as well, because the way I see it, if I act irrationally or do something that's going to bring me into disrepute, I'm bringing you and every other YouTuber that I'm friends with into disrepute. And that's how it works. You know what I mean? So I always try and keep myself at a good level. So you know what I mean? I'm not going to shame me and then shame you as well. But this is what we've seen. I put a community post out today, just say, no, it was yesterday, asking for this person to come forward. I'd love just to have a chat, right? This is what we got. But one thing I will say before I say this individual I have asked, I would love this individual to come on this show. I would love this individual to talk about their material, and we'll do exactly what we're doing now. I'll even do a video showcasing their material and talk about all the positivity in their life and what they're actually doing. You know what I mean? How they got onto YouTube, what is their goal for YouTube, the usual shit. I'm not prepared to sit on here and start pointing fingers, but we do have to announce when things are being put out there that can be construed as causing problems, and you've got facilitating behavior from comment, people, subscribers. And this is the comment here. And I've blanked him out, so I'm being fair here because I could expose his name and then that might leave him to get some stick off some of my subs. And I don't want any of that, but I want to bring this up.
Exactly.
So I wouldn't try to, if you're going to go in with a bias leaning in your favor to your friend Dollar. Now, why am I going to go in with a bias leaning to her? You know, Dolly is my mate, but at the same time, she doesn't have to be my mate to see that this is a bit lopsided and a bit wrong what's going on. So then he carries on, as you'll not be balanced, but doing a show on stage for Dolly to be impressed by for brownie points, Phil. So I've just openly said, I'm quite happy to do a totally separate show with this other individual, not talking about any of this, but talking about her, the positivity, where she wants to go, what she wants to do. Does she need any help in order to make that happen? All the usual things that we do in the background, and we try and create positive vibes. So this guy's already feeling that what we were about to do, because we've not even announced the bloody stream properly, is a witch hunt. Same again, that can be then used to go back to their channel to go and
Yeah.
This is how childish it is. But it carries on. You'll have to be impartial. It's a bit delicate. I know it's bleeding delicate, but that's why I want to meet this lady and have a proper chat with her, one-to-one, on her, and that is it. Not out for calling anyone here. Resolved, and people can move on. Life's too short. Totally agree. I agree that you innocent until proven guilty, which that was what I was saying, was basically. Otherwise, I don't think she would slander and harass just to wind up. So that means because she said it, there's an element of truth. Is that the implication here? Is that how we work? So if I said, Dolly, you're this, you're that, you're t'other, because I've said it, does that make it real?
No.
Because that's the no smoke without fire mentality, is it? I've not provided a shred of proof. I can promise you all the documentaries in the world.
Yeah, it's because it's always, I've got the evidence, I've got it. It's like, well, you know, this person wants to do a documentary on me. This person actually made a channel called The Deception of Dollydaydream and put that up, and it's just about me. It's just...
Now, why don't anyone worry about their own material?
Yeah.
It's more positive. It's like me. I don't know. I'm not even saying who I don't really like as a YouTuber. I love everyone, but pick a YouTuber and just solely work on pulling them down. And I'm like, man, where's my energy doing that? Where's my creativity? Why am I worried about a next individual when I should be worried about myself? You know, it's
focusing on yourself, as I'm always saying on YouTube. I'm saying focus on yourself, find your bliss, find your passion, put that out. That's what light work is. Find your passion and put it out. I say it every single day. I've never stopped saying the same message since I got on YouTube 4 or 5 years ago. I don't even know how long I've been on YouTube. Like I said, I don't count. But I've been on, and from day one, no matter what I've been talking about, hairstyles, anything, when I was finding myself, like we're all finding ourselves, finding myself. After a relationship breakdown, trying to put positivity out, and that's all I've ever done. It doesn't matter if my hair's different and I might be talking about different things. The main message I've always put out to my subscribers is do what you love and love what you do. Do what you love and love what you do. Do what you love and love what you do.
Well, it's this bottom bit that really gets a slightly...
Yeah, this is what gets me as well.
Dolly is fair game, being in the mudslinging business herself, right? So since when have you been in the mudslinging business?
I don't know. I must be selling it like bucket full outside.
I've never seen you go out on the attack on anyone. You do your stuff. You're creative. So
I get triggered now again. I've been triggered in the past, but I don't go out initially like this person and putting lies out and then putting channels out that are just made on that person. I don't do that. I haven't got time to do that. I don't need to be focused because it still drags you down whether you think whether that person getting something else.
Whether I'm your friend or not here, whether I know you or not, that is a slightly worrying thing to say.
Yeah, it is.
If someone is fair game.
I'm fair game, apparently. I'm not allowed to put my part. I'm not allowed to put my side up, but that was the person is.
Sorry, I've got to interrupt here. Let me just say this. I would love them to break down their definition of fair game. What is fair game? Is fair game meaning that you're allowed to be verbally abused? Does fair game mean that your name is allowed to be put out online without any substantial evidence or anything? Going off the there's no smoke without fire. Is that fair game? What about if fair game if someone locates your child? Is that fair game?
Exactly. But they don't think about this, do they?
No. And another thing that I would say, this is a male full of testosterone.
Yeah.
What if something was to happen to you because you're supposedly fair game?
They don't think about it, do they?
I don't have to be a friend to bring any of them.
No, because you know what's right. You don't have to be anything. You could be on someone else's channel, and this is that thing about subscribers again, and not really in someone else's channel. But I've done this in the past. I've gone to other people's channels or dropped in somewhere and thought, oh, what's this person talking about? Because I've seen this go on in the past on other channels where there's been a lot of drama. And I've gone in and I might think, I don't really like this person on this channel, but I tell you what, that person who's going on to them, even though I'm not really into it, that's wrong.
You know what?
Sorry,
I was listening to you, but I just got on a comment and it was like, dude.
Yeah, that's right, that comment.
You make a point here.
Yeah.
It was only last week that I've done a video off another YouTuber that two other YouTubers were verbally got at, and there was a whole series of attacks. There was one statement that was made prominently by this individual. Open season.
Exactly.
Open season and fair game are pretty much the same thing, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if I can have open season on you, it doesn't matter. There's no bar that I'm not going to go under, above, whatever. I can do what I want because I proclaim that there's no kind of morals in this. So this is where I'm thinking that these are where you've got subbers that should be doing the right thing, but in actual fact, they're facilitating. Now, let me put it this way. If I was just as bad as the individuals that are creating all this, we could make this post a really confrontational post.
Oh, God, yeah.
Do all kinds of damage, and we know we could. And I could just go offline, go and put my headphones on, and not worry about the damage, which is the open season comment, which what created the vibe in the first place. So it's all working in line. It's like in parallel. I'm talking to you on a totally different subject, but I may as well be talking to Amber and Ginger because it's exactly the same thing.
It's going on all over. It's going on all over. I've been observing it in YouTube out there. This, that, and the other. Is like, I think someone said before, there was a comment. When you come into you're finding yourself, you could call it a spiritual journey, whatever you want to call it. When you come into consciousness and awareness, like I've only recently, I don't mean recently come into it, but realised everything's energy, and most people are into that, don't have to be, but everything's energy, and we're giving and receiving energy all the time, giving it out, receiving it, giving it out, receiving it. Now, you start to learn that when with your consciousness, you, on the spiritual journey, I've learned, I think most people have, and it's hard because you get triggered, we're human as well, we get very triggered. But I've learned that when people go around saying it's the conscious community, and it's all about unity, love and light, well, guess what? You start learning on your journey not to get pulled in by people's emotions and, you know, the sort of energy they're putting out. You start learning that if you're coming from love and light and you're raising your consciousness, your realm of consciousness, because that's what it's about, you could call it Christed light. Many people use different words. You're coming from the heart. You start coming from the heart because that's what it's about. And when you start coming from the heart,
Let me just say this, Dolly. Whoever this is, if you could get a message back
probably the person.
If it's them, then that's brilliant. Hi, my name is Red Pill Phil. I would love to have a conversation with you to talk about your love, your light, to highlight your creativity and to promote your channel. I'm not here to do anything other. I want this stream to be beneficial because of the talking point is too serious to turn it into childish, non-productive stuff again. So it's all right throwing out slanderous stuff in comments again. I know Melissa, she's telling the truth.
Does it mean anything?
That doesn't mean anything. That's not verifiable by any means. So that doesn't mean then that you then can come out and say things like that and slander when you don't know. So that could be one or more people actually creating slanderous, deflammatory comments, which duly could be actually construed as criminal. This could actually be involving the
defamation of character.
And this is where it gets redundant, exactly. So I'm not trying to go anywhere and hit back and trying to rip into the character of the person that is doing this. I'm saying, in my opinion, the way the person is going about it is not the cleverest way for themselves or for other people. But at the same time, I wish to speak and have a chat, talk about their channel and nothing else. So sorry, Dolly, just thought I'd say that.
Oh, no, that's fine. And I would just say out there again to that person who's put that in, if you don't know me, because this person who they're saying there doesn't know me personally, On YouTube, I've been showing my art since I came on.
Right, sorry, Dollar, again, because I feel like I'm getting somewhere, and I do apologise because I don't like to interrupt people. I'm feeling sorry for Melissa. She cries. You know what? I'm feeling sorry for Melissa. I'm feeling sorry, and I can't put it any more than that. So I'm on the same page with you here. I've got an understanding ear. I've got empathy, and I love people. I can recognize negative acts, and that's all I'm talking about. At the same time, I want the best for all individuals that are in my periphery, because I want prosperity. We all want a YouTube community that we can be proud of, that is doing the right thing by each other. And what we've discovered over the past fortnight has been nothing but miraculous, and it's been very overwhelming in many ways, watching so many YouTubers all come together and be buzzing in one another's company over an element of trauma, Dollar. You know what I'm saying? So this individual, totally get this lady to get back in touch with me. I would love to have a chat. If she don't want to show her face, don't show your face. Put your painting up and talk behind that for an hour, whatever. I would love to. It's all about.
I will say though, I don't get into this thing of, you know, I wish that person well, but don't act like a victim. There's a lot of victim state mentality going on with certain stuff, and this person of, like this person has just said on here, this person cries. Well, maybe they need to stop focusing on me and focusing on their own passions and putting that out there. Because like I just said, when you come to the community, spiritual community, you start learning it's coming from heart. So if it's coming from heart, all these people say on that side, love and light, love and light. Well, if you're learning about energy, as these people say they do with the videos and they're putting stuff out about energy and frequencies and it's all about love, yet they're the ones that are going around doing all the slandering, trying to attract people. I don't know why this person is so much after my attention. I don't get it. I'm like, I don't understand why this person is. I don't know. I'll say to all the people, I don't know this person.
That's the most honest thing you can say. That's the most honest thing you can say. And that's the one thing you can say that you're not getting back at the moment, because you don't know the whole story. So all you're saying is don't post things when you don't know the whole story either. So
people don't want me to speak out. I'll tell the truth now. I have screenshotted everything this woman has said. And I think she's took something down where she's mentioned my first and second name, but not that everyone knows that anyway, but doxing me. I've screenshot this and other stuff, and I've kept it there. Now, if I wanted to be an a-hole and a really nasty person, I would slam it out all over YouTube and do a massive big video, but I don't want to. The only reason it's there and I've took it is because if this person keeps carrying on and carrying on and carrying on, like you said, you've got subs that are saying she's fair game, and something happens, I'll go to the police. I'll go to the police, because I've actually got evidence of when this person puts it up on the channel, my name's mentioned. This is meant with no proof. I'm stealing off her donations. How can I steal off her donations?
You can't say that without any. Same again, I could say that about you now, and because I might be very eloquent in putting it.
That's the only thing that bugs me. Nothing else to do with she doesn't like me. I'm not bothered because I don't know her personally. But when you start putting stuff out like that, that isn't true. You've got no evidence, or you're trying to put something together to make it look like she's been putting out that she does secret videos, ones that don't go out to certain people because she wants to show the truth. Well, you're not showing the truth, are you? You're just putting videos to other people. That's what I have a problem with. I've got a young son. I've got 2 boys, and this person's doing this. And they just can't stop it. So I'm not interested if the woman doesn't like me. I will put out there right now, I've said to her before, I don't want to know her. I wish her well. I don't resonate with her. I don't want to know her. I don't want to know a person. That's me being truthful. I want her to get well or whatever it is, or do a thing. Like you said, if she came on your show and she wanted to show these projects or get people to help with whatever project she's putting out that apparently I'm stealing, she can show that. That's beautiful. Because
no, it's not one of them. This is literally... I'm a blank canvas. Whatever's gone on, right? This is the way I do it. Do it behind doors. If that's how you feel, contact Dolly and go, Dolly, you know what? I've got a feeling you've been, you know, whatever. Don't do it like
Exactly, you don't do it on
That's what
YouTube.
I
If something was really happening, you'd go to the police, which she keeps threatening.
Well, yeah.
She's done before. You'd do it behind the scenes. You'd go to court and you'd sort it out. You don't throw it all over YouTube. But the thing is, it's not going to happen because it's not true. So
Dolly, the one thing I would do, I'm a blank canvas again. So if I'm having her on here or anyone, I'm not going to carry baggage of what's gone on this week. I never do. When does, you know what I mean? Unless someone gives me a reason to do so. So as far as I'm concerned, when I meet her, it's hi, how you doing? What are you up to? And bang, straight into what you doing, and not, well, you know, I heard you giving. No, because I don't, in a way, I don't want you to steer me to what you think, and I don't want to steer you to what I
And you see, that's annoying because they've said before, like, they'll be saying now, oh, Dolly's on with Phil, slagging you off. It's like, no, Dolly's on with Phil. We're talking about this sort of energy because it is going on as, let's say, about an energy. But at the end of the day, I'm allowed to respond to it. It's not, I'm not slagging somebody else. I'm saying what's actually happened. I'm not making up stories of this, that, and the other. You know, it's, thank you. It's just, if you're learning on your journey to come through the heart, you're not going around trying to tear people down. I remember, like, oh yeah, I don't really get on with it. I don't resonate. I don't want to know. That's the end of it.
Well, you know what?
So
I think something might have happened there. I don't know whether it's just whatever.
Thank you, the game of life. Thank you, the game of life. It's a soul development. Me and Phil have always said it's self-development. This thing in the world, there's all this shit going on. Basically, we're on earth to learn to be human again and love each other and do our spiritual path, like you've just said there. It's a soul journey to develop, to come out of ego, to tell it to shut up. We're not killing it off. It's just like sometimes you just need to. We're not doing that. We're not going out of ego of keeping up with the Joneses and all this stuff that I'm still working on myself. Everybody is. No one's high above anyone else. We're trying to get there, but I don't think, you know, we shouldn't be looking at the top of the mountain. We should be just enjoying the journey. But I will say, not everybody's going to get on with everybody. That's fine. This person said something about, you know, I've been putting out, I want to put this vibe tribe together, and Dolly's been shouting out vibe tribe. I'm not putting a vibe tribe together. That's a word that a lot of people say when we go, hey, vibe tribe. I'm not putting anything together. It just means, hey, vibe tribe, we're all in the same vibe. People resonate with certain people. That's why YouTube, to me, is a platform. We know YouTube's a pain in the bum, and, you know, when it does in its censors. But YouTube, to me, is not like TV, because you can only have channels that they want you to listen to in their agenda. YouTube, to me, is a platform that was made, even though, you know, they're on that side a little bit. It's a platform where people go and they go, I like that person, I like to tune into them. I'm not really resonating with them. I don't want to. Nobody in life is going to get on with everybody, and people need to get over the fact that just because someone doesn't resonate doesn't mean they hate you or they don't like. They just don't resonate. But it's all right. Not everybody in life is going to get on with you, because we all vibe with different vibes. It doesn't mean, you know, it's not, hey, it's just like, I don't resonate. I choose to be with these people. Good on your journey and everything, but it doesn't matter. You don't have to get all like, oh my God, everybody has to love me. It's like the biggest thing you're here to do is love yourself. And when you love yourself, I'm not talking about loving yourself like, oh my God, I think I'm God. It's love you. Do the things that you love, the things that make you happy and put you in a happy vibration. Try and do that every day. The right people will come along and the right situations will resonate. The people that don't need to be in your life will not resonate. They're the ones who sort of resist with like this sort of stuff. It's just like, okay, so we don't get on. You go over there and I'll go over there. We'll agree to disagree. Yeah. But nobody's hating. So yeah, don't hate. It's not, you know what I mean?
It's not productive.
No.
It creates more. We've spoke about this. I mean, it's all energy, isn't it? So hate is a low energy. So what's it going to do to the body? What's it going to do to the mind?
You'll get disease, you'll get in pain, you'll feel sick, you'll get depressed, you will get anxiety. I think people look at me sometimes and think she's quite positive and this, that, and the other. It doesn't mean I don't have down days. It's just when something happens, I know how to get myself into a better place. I just think, oh, I'll go and do this now. I'll go and think about that.
To say that, you know, you're always buzzing. You're not. But you're trying to manage it on a daily, hourly yourself. That is life.
And the more you get into that, as I say, like a walking prayer of putting good thoughts out, waking up in the morning thing, the more you actually, your environment does change, and the more you get that in, because it's, to me, my belief is what you put out to the universe, you get back in. You're putting crap out, you get crap in. You think someone's doing something, well, really, it's not. It's the energy, the frequency you're putting out. The universe goes, oh, so you really like this shitty energy? I'm going to chuck some more at you.
Let's try and explain that a little bit more in depth, because it's quite a big thing to say, and it's.
Well, do you want me to give you a really good example? That's nothing to do with anybody on here.
It's like a cosmic thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm a believer of that.
God, universe, whatever.
And if I was to explain that, I would say that the universe, in a sense, imagine two people. If you interact with nothing but love and fun on the 1 minute that you get to see one another, that is the universe talking to you, in a sense, because that experience that you get from it is exactly what you want when you apply that energy in the first place. Well, so when you're on your way somewhere and you then 5 years later remember that memory, it's the universe repeating back on itself, and it just creates a lovely vibe with people. So I don't know if that makes any sense to anyone. But
a good experience that I can talk about, that's nothing to do with anyone here, is people have seen my little Finn, Now, I split up with his father. I'm not going in the ins and outs of everyone has to know, because people seem to want to know everything about me. But put it this way, he got with someone, his father, and it was sort of when I was pregnant. So it was a bit of a situation, but I wasn't with him. So a lot of women may have gone, right, I don't like this girl. She's a bitch, she's this, that, and the other. He's got with my father, and I'm not with him anymore, and I'm made pregnant, and it's all like, and you're not seeing your child, and because a lot of women do that. I had to sit there, right, having a newborn baby on my own, going, right, I really want to rip his head off, right? I really want to rip her head off as well. And then I had to think, right, so you've been in this energy before. So, Dolly, what are you going to do? Are you going to rip his head off and want to rip her? Are you going to keep this thing going of like, every time they come and pick him up, you're going to be giving dirty looks, you're going to be like, and all this? Because the only one who's going to suffer is Finn, right? I had to be the bigger person, even though it crushed me to death, right? Crushed me because I don't have to go on the ins and outs of what happened. And I had to speak to this girl, and she actually came round to my house and told me the ins and outs of everything that had gone on. And I was crying and she was crying. And then, I thought, do you know what? She's a nice girl. It's just because there was a few lies that went on that side with him, telling her. And I thought, do you know what? It takes two to tango. What can I do? I'm not with him anymore. I don't want to be with him anymore, right? So, as much as it crushed me and I wanted to smash his face in, my ego wanted to smash his face in, I just thought, no, you're just going to have to, you don't want to be with him anymore, so get over it. So I sort of became quite friendly with her, and we used to have chats and everything in the end. She's the one who mainly picks my son up. We get on. My son's been with him since he was newborn, so he sees her as a second mum. So who am I to start going, oh, well, I'm going to be causing trouble with you? Because all I would have been getting was shit back my life, all my life, when his dad's in my life, whether I like it or not now. Finn would have been like in the mists of argument, and I just thought there's absolutely no point. So I had to really dig deep and think, I'm just going to let it go. And it's not because we haven't had little spats now and again of silliness, because he's a bit narcissistic and whatever. And I've had to think, do you know what? As much as I have to look at him sometimes and think, I just think I'm not, I've moved on. Finn's happy. He's an happy lad. He's got 2 families he goes to. He has 2 Christmases, 2 birthdays, whatever. And I've had to sit and I've had to be the bigger person and think, I could have been that person who I may have been years ago. I would have been when I was younger, because this is about self-development, and gone off my absolute face like people do in that situation, and they always held a grudge about that person, and maybe the woman that's got with the man, or vice versa.
That would give you a little bit of something, but it wouldn't give you much tangibility. You might feel great for that split second, but then ultimately what it will create and how it will make you feel, because you don't, most people don't like confrontation. You know what I mean? My wife hates it, right? If she won't want to get into arguments, if she does end up getting into a heated discussion with someone, she'll be shaking. And it's not,
yeah.
she's scared.
It's that vibration. It's that like.
She just hates it. She never wants to go there on that kind of vibe. So she's like that. So I think people like that, they are not susceptible because she's not vulnerable in any way. But if you've got someone who's powerful, who just wants to dominate, people like that are easy prey. And
but isn't it funny how I can come through something like that, that happened, and then be friends with the woman? And everyone's like, "Are you mad?" And I'm like,
"It's rising and willpower," and that is ultimately. I mean, you explained it well because
it doesn't mean I wasn't. Yeah, it doesn't mean I wasn't hurt. But if you're truly saying you've moved on, like this person said, they've moved on with energy with me. If you've truly moved on, like I had from this person, why would I be shouting and screaming? Yeah, I was hurt. I'm not going to forget. But at the end of the day, I'm moving forward and just think, whatever. You know, I can't go on through life doing that and then making me feel sad because at the time I was near enough on my own for 5 years. You know, you could look at like, oh, they've moved on and they're with someone, oh, woe is me, and I'm going to scream out and I'm on my own. And I just thought, you know what? I freaking loved it. Now I'm with someone else, I think when they go, oh, I'm not seeing you tonight, I'll go, it's all right. I'll be drawing me. I've got my own space. I've just go and do my own thing. But I had 5 years, but you know what? In then 5 years, that's when I did a lot of reflecting and a lot of like, why do we get angry in certain situations and, you know, and this stuff. And really, and it was good for me. And that's when I went down all these rabbit holes as well, at the same time as having this trauma that happened, going down rabbit holes and finding out a load of stuff of trauma in the world. I was like, all that, I felt, you know, people have heard my story before about what I came through and all that. And then being spat out the other side and being like, no, this is what it's all about then. Soul development. And I think even with the badness going on in the world, it has to be seen. And it's beautiful when you look at it with a different mindset.
There's some kind of beauty with all this that's happening right now.
Yeah.
This Indigo, lovely lady, you've done that painting.
Oh, that, yeah, the elephant.
Honestly, that elephant looks very striking. I love that. The eyes on that are something else. Truth always shines brightly, and you two are glowing. That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you want to have a positive effect on people. I'm not thinking I'm special for that. It just makes me think, you know what, guys? I'm glad I'm glad I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm glad I'm in this company, and I touch subjects that are really low at times. And there's times when we are outraged with things that I talk about and things that are covered because we know where it's going in the direction. It's the way you deal with it as an individual, exactly, that makes
That's exactly what it is. It's the way you deal with your situations, your thoughts. All your thoughts aren't all your thoughts, by the way. There can be things that you're just thinking, doesn't mean it's true, doesn't mean someone's doing something. But like you just said, what did you just say?
Really, the way you interpret it and the way you
it's the way you process it.
Put it this way, this lovely lady, Indigo, saying that we're glowing. You could get the opposite comment and say, man, you've got a bad aura about you at the moment, you two on there. And then that, to me, would hit me like a ton of bricks. I never want a comment like that. Because if I'm exuding a bad aura, then I know I need not to be online. I know I need to go and just chill myself out, do whatever I need to do. Because not only am I bad online, I'm probably bad if I'm going to be talking to my wife.
Yeah, because it's gonna give out. It's gonna give out. That's why I said. People say, I've heard comments, especially off that person that you put before with the comment of Dolly's fair game. It's the same person who said stuff. I've seen the comments of like, oh, her chat's all positive and it makes it don't like. But they come on when she's positive, and it's like, look, I don't have many days where I'm down because, like I said, I know what brings me up, but it doesn't mean I don't. But I am not going to come on YouTube when I'm feeling knackered. Because we all know I chat for 10 years, so if anyone likes chatty thingies. Or I'm feeling ill, or I'm really angry about something, or someone's got me in a really bad mood, because all that's going to come off is when I come on. It's going to blast out to everybody else. Why would I want to sit on YouTube going, oh, well, you know, or being, when everyone's just going to go, they're going to get that vibe, and it's going to make them feel like crap. And I'm not being funny. With what's going on in the world today, what started in 2020, all I'm trying to do is lift people's spirits, because I know people are feeling down. I know people are hurting like that other person, the other person, the energy that we're talking about. I know there's so many people. One of my fella's friends months and months ago committed suicide, a younger lad, because he doesn't, people are confused, you know. And when you do go and look at my channel, that's all I put out anyway. I don't have to be on YouTube as long as I do, chatting about stuff. I could just think, you know what, I'm not just not even going to bother. But I feel that even if it's one person, I like to come on, I like to connect, but I like to try and raise people's vibrations, because when I was feeling low with the story that I told you about, and that's when I first came on YouTube after that, when that relationship ended, I wasn't talking to anyone. I went in a bit of I had a newborn baby. I was just, I don't even know where I was at. So when I came on, I was just trying to find my way and talking to people, and thought, I hope I can raise people's vibrations, because, you know, I was feeling a bit sad about that situation. And that's all I've ever done, because I know how I felt in pain. I don't like people feeling in pain. Even this person who's putting this stuff out about me, I know that person's in pain. But like I said, it doesn't mean I have to be best mates. Do you know what I mean? I know that person's in pain. I don't want anyone to be. And this is why I constantly say on my channel, everyone in chat that knows me, I'm always saying, focus on yourself. I've told this person, please focus on yourself. Focus on what brings you joy. Not me, not anybody else. You.
Yeah.
What brings you joy?
This is a community that would quite happily welcome this individual in.
Yeah, thank you, Ginger Ninja. You're only human. We all get triggered.
Of course we do.
No one can say out there they've never farted in their life. I'm sorry, you're lying.
Well, no, Dolly, I never ever do anything like that.
Never. Are you sure? You know, everyone likes to say things about other people and go, oh, you know, oh, I've never done that. And it's like, you have though. You have.
Sorry, Dolly, are you telling me that you fart in the bed?
Never.
Are you a duvet lifter?
No, I'm not. I try not to do anything like that in front of my family. But you laugh at me. I don't mind shouting this out for a laugh. So a few weeks ago.
By implication, you must be blowing it all over the place then.
Well, a few weeks. I'm a lady, Phil. So a few weeks ago, you'll all laugh at this. I don't mind putting this out there for a laugh. My fella stayed over and he went, "Oh my God, last night," and I went, "You what?" He went, "You absolutely stunk." And I went, "What are you talking about?" He went, "You trumped in your sleep." I went, "Well, at least it was in my sleep and I didn't know about it."
Look at this. Lost the subber.
No, sorry. I used the word farted. I farted. So, do you know what though? I was so mortified, but I was like, yeah, well, at least I didn't know.
Look at this. I think you've lost a mod as well. Look at this.
Sorry, but don't act like you've never done it before in your life.
Have I unwittingly called you out here, Dolly, or what?
I've just called myself out. I've just called myself out. The phantom farter.
Listen, I can go through all the musical scales doing it.
Hey, maybe that could be your next tune, like prop, 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 prop,
prop. Exactly. I can get some low frequencies if I want, but no.
And then get the pigeon in the background.
My wife's actually got a YouTube channel ripping me out in all little audio recordings of my little actions, but no, we won't go there. But yeah, no, we are all human. We all make mistakes. We're all trying to learn. And if you're mindful, someone said it earlier there, if you try and do well, you try and be mindful of your footprint. If you're totally not bothered about other people's feelings, that's quite an important point, because then people will abuse you without even considering what feelings it may have. Or people, there's nothing worse than someone getting on a bus and absolutely roasting the bus driver. And when you know that he's done it and he's been out of order, but not only has he roasted the bus driver, you've got 30 passengers there that have had to sit and listen to that low energy. And there's now a vibe because you're going to go and sit next to someone chewing wasps and no one wants to say anything. And that's exactly what's gone on. Why bring the house down like that, you know? Oh, yes, is this one of you? Let's get this off. Hold on. and can get a bigger shot of it. There we
This
go.
is what we've got to do, rise above it. They're all the energies and people like, and it's like just get in your flipping light and just flipping. Because I will say, no one can do anything to you unless you're letting them.
Yeah.
Bring you down. It's like I said, this isn't about anyone. No one's bringing me down. It's just that thing of people have got to be aware of what they're doing because it can make them feel crap and then start believing
You
something
know
that's
what, you wouldn't let someone come up to you and just take a $5 out your pocket.
No,
so
you've got to
people's words affect you when you know that you can rise on a higher vibration. And you know that your positive interactions with other people are where you're at. So if someone else is presenting themselves at that stage, you've no need to go there because it's like, why go there? Just stay where you're at. But easier said than done. When
a lot of people don't like it when you're moving up. They're like trying to grab onto you, like, why are you rising and I'm down here? And it's like sometimes, you know, people say, oh, I've lost friends of that because they're not resonating, and you're not resonating that in that vibe anymore. You know.
Well, I tell you what, Stefan's resonating in his own vibe there. Passing wind is natural. I love it and I'm proud of mine.
Proud for the farty people.
Just stay where you're at, Stefan. Don't ever be in the same room with me and be that proud. That's all I'm saying. Because if you've had, I mean, I had a curry tonight. So
loud and proud.
Let me tell you.
He's loud and proud.
Loud and proud.
Loud and proud.
See, there's been a lot of love. I mean, I'm probably going to have to wrap it up, Shirley. It's been an hour and a half. It's been a great stream. I've really enjoyed this. It's been a slow chat. We've talked about a delicate subject, which I'm hoping that people have took in the right way, in the right vein. And same again, I would love this lady to come on this show. I want to get to know her as an individual. Nothing to do with the drama that is. Just you and I having a chat, like I did with yourself, like I did with the ladies last week, and like I'm going to keep doing with other people, you know?
And I will say it again, to do with anybody who's doing that sort of stuff, before you start just believing what anyone says nilly-willy, go and check people's channels out thoroughly. Not just, you know, and if there's no evidence there of anything, then it's either, you know, not happening, not true, or whatever. But you know what I mean? But it's to say that message again. And I think we're talking about this because saying, I've heard people saying they want to start channels on YouTube. Well, be prepared because, you know, you get this. But subscribers out there, you've got to take responsibility for the people's chat rooms you're in, because I've seen people who are goading people to do stuff like this documentary that's supposed to be coming out about me or whatever, and they're goading people without any evidence. They're just goading people, you know. They push it. It's all that love and light thing as well, but they don't say anything when it's all love and light if a nice video is going up. But as soon as a person's sort of, you know, ridiculing someone, but in that way of character, you know, defamation and all that. That said, they goad them to do it.
Yeah, facilitators, which is not healthy. Yeah.
And it's like
doing the opposite. Should be doing the opposite. But you know, it's this is a great question or point. Why do so many people love drama? Never understood it, Phil.
Attention.
Well, there's many. It's hard to answer, isn't it? Because there's so many.
There's attention. There's people crying out for help, but they don't know how to ask for it. So they put it out that way. It's there is many things, but that's why people need to stay back. I've said before. I did a show a while back where I had a book out. And I was working through a few things, and some people did it in chat, and I was like, right, here's a spiral up and here's a spiral down. It's a bit like your chakras and that, and it was full of like all the good stuff when you're spiraling up, you know, love, compassion, all that, and what energy you're in when you're spiraling down. I said, write all this out. I said, and when you're feeling negative, look where you are on the spiral. Look at the spiral and then go, why am I feeling hate for this person, or why am I feeling jealous, or whatever it is. Look at it and then look in yourself and think, why do I feel like this? Because most of the time, it's nothing to do with the other person, like me or anyone else. It's to do with them not figuring out a trauma or something in the past, or whatever, that they've not dealt with. And instead of dealing with it, They're projecting on everyone else and blaming and shaming everybody else when actually it's to do with them. It's not. This is how normally when you get into it, you realise it's not actually about the other person. It's about you, me, you out there.
A gaslighting effect. So if I've got loads of issues, I marry my wife, we have a lovely relationship. I've not got over them issues, but I start gaslighting her and treating her like she's crap. You know what I mean? In that relationship, she then may start to feel that it's flaws within her as an individual, when all it is me and my inadequacies, you could say. But I'm projecting it like it's her fault. And that's disingenuous. And that can wreck other people on the fact that you're not quite healed and well yourself. So that probably goes back to looking in the mirror and looking where you're at. And it's not it probably maybe some people are frightened of that, Dolly. How about that?
Yeah.
Very comfortable, like looking at what they're all about.
And I'd like to say why I've got the opportunity, because obviously I'm on your chat and there's other people from a place. I'd like to say to Melissa, who has been putting that stuff out, she puts out about it ends this, it ends that. It ends when you stop focusing on me. It can end now. I wish that you would go and focus on what you want to do, find your passion, do it, go and do it on YouTube or wherever you want to do it. Show the people that love to watch your channel. Shine that light out and great things will come in. When you start focusing on yourself, I haven't got anything against this person, but as I've said before, I'm being real. I don't want anything to do with you. So that's all I can say. But I wish you well. I just want people to focus on their own passions, because everybody all over the world, it's nothing to do with YouTube, have got passions, they've got talents, everybody else. It's no point shouting out, I'm intuitive and all this. Everybody's got powers, talents, and some are the same. That's why we resonate. Some are the same. It's not one for one and you can't do this because I was doing it. Just go and do whatever it is. People inspire people and they go and do the same. So they inspire. There's abundance for everybody. It's not a competition.
Of course there is. Someone said not a competition before that there's too many followers. And in many ways, I totally agree with that statement. You know what I would really say, though? It's a problem that they don't see that the world is full of, let's say if we're talking 7 billion people, we're talking 7 billion leaders. That's initially what we've got, because we've got, for every soul, we've got eternal strength, a sentient human being that should realize their power. On their journey, they should be ascending to something. I'm still trying. We're all still trying. And we have to deal with the negative forces that make it even more challenging in life as well. But we're all leaders in our own right. It depends on the glass half full, glass half empty kind of mentality. Look at what your true power is. We're divine, if you really want to put it that way.
We are divine. We're divine creators. We came here to be creative. Of whatever that is, you could be building a building. You could be laying a lawn. You might do it that, beautiful. Everything you create. Like I said, I channel through me, source onto paper, the things that I like to paint, draw, sketch, jewelry that I make, all the things that I do because I like being crafty. That is just me. I've always been like that since a child. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to create. And my realm, my little stage is my channel, and that's my stage. And if I choose to chuck people out, then that's up to me. But that's my realm, and the people that resonate with my realm will come to my realm and watch. And the people that don't, and that's fine. If you don't like me, don't bloody watch. Because I don't watch people I'm not into. I just think
I don't know anyone that eats food that they don't like.
Oh.
I always say it's almost like, well, I ate them garden peas, but you know what? I'm going to eat them for tea again tonight. Why do you do that? You don't.
Yeah.
Away from
the other thing I will mention before we go as well is that thing of we've had a lot of these comments of Dolly's brainwashing people, and you've got a weak mind, Phil. When I come on and say something, it's like people have got their own minds. I'm not brainwashing anybody. You're brainwashing people when you're trying to tell them I'm something I'm not, or someone else is something they're not. Trying to tell people, that's quite narcissistic. People can make their own minds up by going on the channels and thinking, They might come to my channel and go, no, I'm not into Dolly. She's this, that, and the other. I'm not really, I'm going to go over there. Fine. They might come to my channel and go, do you know what? I'm really into Dolly. Brilliant. But no one needs to tell someone, oh, you can't go over there because she's this and that. People have got their own minds to make their own minds up where they want to go. That's freedom. We've had enough of this not being free and can't do what you want. So you go where you want. Watch who you want.
Without a doubt. Well, do you want to give any details to how people can contact you, Dolly? I've just put a YouTube link. Is there any other way that people can get in touch with you?
Yeah, well, if they want to see any of my arts and crafts, because I'll just prove a point. If you don't think I'm crafty and I haven't got my own creative ideas, then you can go and find me on Flowers and the Fae on Instagram. You should be able to find me because you'll see a picture of my face on there. Janine Flannery, Flowers and the Fae. My craft stuff's up there. Dollydaydream I do have on Instagram as well. I've not posted a lot on there, but that had a lot of craft stuff on it. So if anyone's interested in watching what I post over there, you can go over there and you can contact me through. You can DM me on there, really. But yeah, so or you can come and check us out on YouTube. But
when are you next? Tomorrow.
What days? No, I think we're barbecuing it tomorrow. I don't know what we're doing. No, I'm with my fella, so no.
Oh,
yes. We're crafternooning. If the weather's a bit thing, we like to call it crafternooning. I've got him painting. You know the picture of the one you put up where it's got the red cloaked people?
Yes.
And the other paintings I showed you.
That's very good work. Is that all? He's a virgin artist, is it?
Yeah, when we got together in lockdown last year, I got him into painting to keep his mind off things, and he's loving it. He's painting now at his own place. But yeah, so and that picture showed a lot. It was either you could look at that picture like the evil entities around the earth. I saw it as like they're all going, "Oh my God, the world's waking up." It was a good picture. But yeah, he's really into it. Keeps his mind off things. So
yeah, exactly.
You know.
And fair play to him for giving it a crack. He's obviously very good at it. You can see there he's got some talent that's coming out. So imagine all that therapeutic stuff that will be going through him. Imagine all them chemicals that are now releasing in his brain that's making him feel calm.
For me, I do my art and I sketch near enough every day because it's therapeutic. It's like meditation for me. And there was someone who came and chat the other day. Hi, Effie. The other day who said, you've inspired me to get drawing again, and I've not picked up pen and paper for 20 years. And we were in the garden the other week in the sun, started drawing trees and flowers. I said, that's what I'm here for, to inspire people. I'm not saying, oh my God, have you drawn the same thing? But it's just like, you go and do that then. And they said it was very therapeutic to them. You know, it's helping them while they're keeping their mind off what's going on in the world and picking up a pen and paper that they've not done in 20 years. Because I say, if you had stuff that you like when you were a kid and you've gone out and got time, you have got time, make time, switch the TV off. Virus goes away when you switch the TV off. Get doing something else.
Well, your energy levels rise straight away, I think.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, you're not being affected by that. You know, you come down a bit because it's like hypnotizing, isn't it? You know what I mean? All of a sudden, your senses will heighten. You want to listen to a bit of music. You might hear things outside now, little birds and whatnot. You know, things will be going on in your head a little bit more.
Nature and the colours and the noises and things like that. It takes you right out of everything else.
You definitely open up. But listen, Dolly, I'm going to have to call it there. Been a very good stream, very informative. And you know, as ever, you're more than welcome back anytime you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're coming round knocking on for a cup of sugar.
Yeah, once it gets a bit warmer, we'll get on that bike ride and we'll stream it or something, do a little video.
Well, I've got to get a bike. This is what I was saying to me fella. I've got a lady bike, and he went, there's no way you can go up here and down here on that bike. I'm going to have to get a second-hand one or something. So, yeah, Dolly's going to have to get a bike. That'll be a laugh, won't it?
Yeah,
Dolly and Phil. Riding
along the canal.
Dolly and Phil on a bike ride.
Oh, no, sounds like Rosie and Jim or something.
That's what I mean, Dolly and Phil. What is Dolly and Phil up today?
Oh no, my word. We could actually make a series out of that, riding up and down the canal, couldn't we? Yeah. Spreading light to all the barge dwellers, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Go and have a chat with the barge dwellers. we could do that through the keyhole on the barges. I love barges.
Yeah, same here. Tranquil. Just there's something peaceful and calming about.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm probably no. Go on. Sorry.
I was just going to say I've never stayed on one, but I've done like a barge cruise and whatnot. I love the you know, anything like that. You know,
Yeah, I do.
just soaking it in. But anyway, we're going back again, aren't we? We could stay here for another 3 hours. Honestly, it's been great talking to you, Dolly. Best of luck with what you're doing, and no doubt we'll be in touch over the next day or so. Anyway,
yeah, sorry, I am putting videos up this weekend, but it's just going to be pictures of my artwork, like I do when I do little videos of it. So yeah, that'll just be popping up when it pops up.
So people can look forward to that, can't they?
Yes.
It's been a pleasure, as ever.
And you too.
You have a great weekend.
And you too, and everybody out there as well. Thanks for coming in and yeah, coming joining us. It's been good. Should have had a drink of wine. Not that I really drink, but would have been funny.
Might grab a little beer, a little cheeky one, you know what I mean? A little cheeky one. Why not? Dolly, thank you very much for your time. We'll speak soon, yeah?
All right. Bye. Bye.
Yes, that was Mint. Mint. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. Gonna leave you to it. Thank you very much for your time. Whatever time it is, wherever you're at. Be anywhere in the world, innit? All different times. Could be just day now. It's turning, well, it is night. It is now, I think, nearly 9:20 here, GMT. So wherever you are in the world, have a great day, a great evening, a great night. Enjoy your weekend. Stay blessed, without a doubt. And there'll be more following up on this topic in regards to this. That was a brilliant chat. Really enjoyed it. And I meant everything I said in terms of this other individual. I would love to chat to them, love to find out more about them, promote their channel and promote their positivity and their high vibes. So thank you very much to Katie Swallow. I'll be back on Sunday at some point, doing a bit of a cocoa session for Katie. Thank you to Great Brit. Thank you to all the beautiful subbers that have made a very nice high frequency based comment section. Love you all. Even the pissing haters.
I love you. 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 I love you.
Even the pissing haters.
I love you. 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 I love you.
And I'm still on. Look at that. Still on. See you later, guys.